Hey there. Thank you for joining our webinar today. Today, we are going to be talking about our new artificial intelligence features that we've rolled out recently. And I am Brendan with customer success for ConnectSx. And we'll get rolling here in just a minute. So as I'm waiting for the last few people to trickle in, I'll take a second here and share my screen and do a little housekeeping that we need to do at the top. So here we go. There we go. So you should be seeing our website, connectsx.com. And what I want to point out to you today is while we have a lot of awesome stuff here, I want to just point out some of our support resources. So if you're unable to get in touch with me in the amount of time that you need or the rest of our team, you can come onto our website and find our resources section. And I want to direct your attention to the knowledge base. This is a great place to go to search through all of our articles and teach yourself a thing or two, or answer your questions if you're trying to solve any issues on your own, or maybe you just want to expand your use, see how you can get more value out of your subscription. But if you are having an actual real issue, you can submit a ticket to us. Our whole team will receive this ticket at the same time. So, while you can always reach out to us via email, submitting a ticket will launch that ticket directly into our system, and everyone will get a notification about it, which means it'll get seen faster, and the first person available will start working on your issue. So just a couple of helpful things there. Obviously, we have the webinar schedule here, and we are constantly posting new content on our blog and our social media. So there's a lot out there. You may have even seen some of the videos that we've published about our artificial intelligence features before this. So if you have, hopefully you'll still learn something new today. These things are constantly evolving, and we are learning from your feedback. So we'll go over a lot of different ways to fine tune and to troubleshoot when you run into issues as we go through this webinar. But I just want to point out, at the top of the hour that all of your feedback is really useful as we're using these new features, particularly as these are emerging and developing technologies that we're starting to employ to make your life easier. We want to actually improve them and make sure that they are making your life easier and as easy as possible. So, if you run into an issue, we'd love to hear about it. Send us over a screenshot, a recording, point us to, what the issue is so that we can try to figure it out and improve the product for next time. And so that's a fair thing to note at the top as well, is that this is kind of the beginning of the journey for ConnectSx with artificial intelligence. We've had our multimodal marking devices used feature out for quite a while, but just with our last release, we added our chatbot, Kevin, which we'll go over today. And we also added the ability to create your cases automatically using AI. And those are two new things we added. So we'll go over all three today, but just to show that we are growing and expanding our use of these technologies. And we believe in leveraging machine learning and artificial intelligence to improve our offering and improve the experience for our users like you. So yeah, that feedback is critical. And it's exciting to be here on the ground floor of using these features. And you being the tester and the user have a lot of power in how they're going to evolve. So thank you for showing up today and using the tools. And we will learn and grow together. So let's dive in. I'm going to switch my tab over to Beacon. And I already have the events page pulled up, but I'd like to first draw your attention down to the lower left-hand corner. So down here, we have this new Beacon AI portion of the navigation. And if you click on the Beacon AI, it'll pull up this nice little menu showcasing our current 3 AI features. And where we're going to start today is the top one, 24/7 support chat. This is our chatbot that we are calling Kevin, and we were happy to welcome him to the Beacon family. And if I click try it out now, you will pull up this pop-up window with a search bar at the top. And so what this chatbot does is utilizes our entire knowledge base. So well over 100, maybe multiple hundreds of articles at this point that we've written about how to use Beacon, how to um, leverage Beacon and really make those tools used for you to drive value for your business. And so you can type any question that you might have in here, and the AI will sort through our knowledge base and come up with the best answer possible, combining knowledge that it finds in multiple articles, videos, all of our content to give you the best answer possible. So if I am going to ask it something really simple, we'll start off with just about how do I sign into Beacon? So already you can see it's returning articles from knowledge base. How do I get started in Beacon? How do I log into Beacon? How do I navigate in Beacon? Even though I just asked about logging in, it's starting to return all of the things it can find about, what a beginner user might need, and how to direct you if you've never seen Beacon before. So if we want to look at the top and see what the AI actually is going to instruct us to do, we have our answer, and it's taking all of this information out of the articles and putting it in a digestible format for you, so you don't even need to leave this page. And if I expand, you can see all of the different things it's telling us to do just to log in. So it's giving you a lot of info. And then you can see next to each of these little bullet points, a little link button. And if you would like to actually see where that answer is coming from, you can click on the link, which will give you, it looks like this is found in 2 different articles. So I can click on one of these articles to pull up the knowledge base and see the actual source material. And so let's try something else. Kevin, how can I find my prices? Something easy. And you can tell, like, I'm trying to write these from the perspective of, not someone in customer success, but something that you might ask in the field, when you need something. So Kevin's going to go pour through the knowledge base and give us all this info back. So it's showing us how we can review our contract pricing. It's pretty useful. That's probably the answer I would be looking for as a rep. How do I look at what pricing is at this facility versus that facility? It's telling us how to do that with the link. Also how to check individual item prices in the directory for each facility. So you can actually go into each facility first. And then also it's showing us how to look at global price lists. And so again, I can click on any of these links to pull up what the actual source resources were and check those out in the knowledge base. So I hope this is a pretty useful tool for you. As you have extraneous questions run through your head and you're not able to, or you don't want to reach out to us, this is a really useful way of quickly getting to your answer without having to sort through everything that's in the knowledge base, because there is quite a bit. And we haven't really found one yet, but what is cool about it is it will pull from multiple articles at once to give you its answer. So, if you're asking it a complex question, it may be able to give you a complex answer. Again, all based on the education that we've put into the knowledge base already. So why don't we try one more? How can I mark my devices as used? You might have some different terminology than what I just used, but this is a little bit more of a complex question. So we'll see what it comes up with. Good news is it's giving us the correct answers. It's showing us where to go to mark devices as used. There's another way to mark your devices as used. If you don't want to go do it from the case, you can actually do it in the inventory detail screen, which is correct here. So those are, in essence, the two best answers. This is how you would go mark your devices as used. However, we now have even more options. So for instance, using the artificial intelligence tools, it looks like it selected those as the best options it could find. And I would have to agree. But if we scroll further down in the search results, you can see it also is offering you answers, or not answers, offering you the links to go check out how to mark your devices used with AI, how to mark them from the case detail screen or the device detail screen rather than the case. Um, and a lot of different pieces of information here too. So, you know, the answer that the AI returns, while useful, may not give you all of the info that is available, and you may want something else. So I, recommend checking out these search results down at the bottom too. Why not? Um, we're building a flexible tool with a lot of ways of executing on what you need to do. So that's the chatbot. Get in there and explore, get to know Kevin. If you run into anything weird or have questions, reach out to us. But hopefully it's a new cool way of exploring what education's out there for you, and helping you leverage the tools in your account. All right. So our next option for our AI tools is to create your cases right here in the middle. You can actually create your events using artificial intelligence now. So you can click on Try It Now right from the AI menu, or if you want to navigate to your event screen through the navigation like we have here, you can go to the new event button and click Upload Bill Sheet. So anytime you see that little icon there, the little 3 stars or the glisten, or I'm sure there's a terminology that I'm forgetting for what the industry calls that, but anytime you see those little sparkles, maybe that's the term. Anytime you see those little sparkles, it's going to indicate one of our AI features. So you can click Upload Bill Sheet. And so what this is going to allow you to do is upload an image or PDF of a bill sheet where you've handwritten or typed the case information. So what you can do is download this template. I'll pull it up here for us real quick so I can show you. Just switch my screen share. Please bear with me. Sorry about this. Here we go. Acrobat. All right. So what we're looking at here, I zoom out a bit, is our bill sheet template. So again, you can see the sparkle up there at the top. And it just looks like a normal bill sheet, probably one pretty similar to what your manufacturers use. So you can see the rep, the physician, facility, date, time, procedure, patient ID, all the critical case information, in an area here to put the device stickers off of the implants or devices that get used in the case. And then down below, the options to actually, mark the devices that are being used. And so the idea is you could print this out and bring it with you to your cases in place of, your typical bill sheet template. But then you can just take a picture of this or scan it and upload it into Beacon. And the AI will do its work, as we'll see, and it'll save you a little bit of work. If you are a person who prefers to do the handwritten method, you long for the old days, you can still do that. And hopefully this makes it a lot easier for you. So we're going to walk through one together. The one thing I will point out before we even get into this is you do need to pay attention to how you're writing the information in the template. So If you're handwriting, you definitely want to look out for legibility. The AI will do its best to read your handwriting, but handwriting is very fickle, and it can throw the system off. The other thing is anything you write here, for any of the validated data points, so the rep, for instance, the physician, the facility, procedure, these things that already exist in Beacon, the system's going to need to go find those pieces of information, since we link the case to all of those pieces of information to make it easy for you to report on your data, to make it easy for you to easily select it as you're moving through the system. So you need to make sure that the information you put here matches what's in the system. So for rep, you want to make sure you write the exact rep's name, physician, the exact physician name. Same with the facility and procedure. If you misspell it, if you write something different, so facility, maybe you write SC instead of surgery center, that might throw the system off. So you want to be aware of how you've created your data and use the same terminology. That's going to give you the best shot of having a clean read when the AI takes a look at it. So yeah, I guess we're just saying ultimately it's only as good as the data you've created and that you're giving it. So we do need to do a little bit of work on our end to prevent human error and to help the technology work. So here we go. Switch my share back over to Beacon. There we go. And let's say in this scenario, I have downloaded my template. I brought it to a case and the case has already been completed. So now I'm just uploading this after the fact so that I can get my case data into the system. So I'm going to go find my file, which I already have prepared here. And that might be useful for you to see. So let me open it up. The one I'm going to use to create the case is right here. All right, so that's what my filled out file looks like. You can see up at the top, it is my handwriting, so it is not super clean. I think my handwriting is a little messy, but for the most part, you can make out what it's saying here. And I took care to make sure that what I included in my data matches what's in the system. So we're going to drop this in and see if we get a clean read. So switch my shared screen back. There we go. And I'm going to click drop files to load, or actually here, I can just drag my file in from my Finder or from like my computer if you're on a PC. So I dropped that right there. Now it's loading, it's reading the file. All right, and it returned our case data for us. So you can see what popped up here is the case creation modal. It just has the information populated that was in our file. So the event type is case, which I had noted in the previous pop-up. I didn't have a name written on the template, and I don't think there's a space for one. So if I wanted to add a name, I can go in and do that now. Or if you leave it blank, the system will generate one based on the case data that you've included. But it found my representative successfully. So Brian Rep Lewis. The patient ID also is accurate. And same thing, procedure, facility, physician, these were all selected correctly from my directory. So nice. We did a pretty solid job on this one. However, even if everything looks good, I suggest double checking and making sure that everything is good. Because if we look closely, the date of my case was actually September 4th, not September 3rd. So even when everything's clear, this is an emerging technology. It is fairly new. It's also, constantly evolving. This is running on a Google tool. that we use to train our engine. So, it's possible that there may be some variability. So it's always good to double check. That's going to be our mantra for this webinar, is just as good as it looks, always double check. That's going to be the best way to make sure that your case makes it all the way through the billing process with no issues and you get paid expediently. So everything here looks good now that I changed the date, and I'll click next. I can finish up creating my case by selecting my manufacturer and hit create. All right, so event creation successful. We did it. And now it already wants us to go ahead with marking devices as used, which I can do right now, or you can X this out and come back to it. It'll always be available. But I'm going to X this out just real quick. We'll come back to it. I just wanted to show you that the file that we used, the image, whether it was a PDF or a JPEG, that is actually now added to the case right here. So I can look it up really easily. I can see the source material for this case. So another little useful thing there. And I think I forgot to mention this, but as you're uploading your files, and you get to the actual upload screen like this, if you're going to do a PDF, you have to use our templates. And just a couple other pointers. I mean, like we talked about with writing legibly, if you are able to type in the information, you probably have an even higher likelihood of it being successful. Just doing everything you can to ensure that the image is clean, that the text is clean, that the data is clean. But even thinking about things like the focus of the image and the quality of the image, as well as is there a glare on the image? All of these things could impact how well the AI is able to read the file. So, if you give it trash, you probably will get trash in return. So doing everything you can to provide good inputs, setting yourself up for success is the way to go. So I'm going to go back into one of these open cases here, and we will test marking used inventory. To mark used inventory in a case using the AI, again, you can go down to the Beacon AI menu and click this button, then select your event this way. Or if you know what event you're looking for and you're already there like I am, you can head over to the devices used tab, and we have the AI sparkle right here. You can click upload used, or if you click mark used and bring up the mark used inventory pop-up, the upload used button is there as well. So however you get to it, up to you. There's a few options to make it easy. But click on the upload used button and it'll bring up the upload screen just like before. So if you still need the template, you can download it here. It's available on all of these upload prompts, and then drag it in just like we did before. All right, so it's processing our image here. And I don't think I gave you a good look at what that looks like. So if I'm going to switch my share real quick to show you our new file, hopefully you're seeing it now. You can see I have a bunch of different items marked here. I tried to write legibly, but my handwriting's not that great. We have a few lot numbers, and our quantities are all the way over along the right-hand side. I didn't mark anything as damaged, but that's something you can do here, which will correspond to the damage status of that device when it gets used. And you can also see I didn't write any of the case information on this template. So what we are dealing with is specifically marking the items as used in this step. It's not going to pay attention to any of that case data, just the device usage data down here. And I will note again, similar to the last time, if you're going to upload a PDF and you want it to work, you need to use our template, which might have been my issue on the last one. But if you aren't going to use our template, an image will suffice. So you can drop in device labels, you can drop in other handwritten things, but actually, I believe if you're going to do anything that's not our template, it would be best to type it out. I believe that that would make it, as give you the best shot possible of it being successful. All right. So I uploaded the file and the AI read the file. You can see that our mark used pop-up is a little bit different than it normally is. So typically you have a search tab and you have a selected tab. Now we have an AI parsed tab as well. And so this is what will come up after you drop in your file. And each of these cards, as I'll call them, each of these little boxes represents, one line from my device usage ticket that I imported, or my sales order that I imported. You can see the catalog numbers here, the lot number, the quantity. And if it's green, that means the system was able to search your inventory and find a match. So that's good. And if it's green, then it's been selected over on the selected tab. And you can see here even that it's searching my distributor's inventory as well as my own, because I have my custodian filter set to include that. So if you're trying to search within your whole distributorship's inventory, make sure you have that custodian filter set appropriately. But yeah, if it was able to find your items, then it'll select them for you automatically. However, if there is an issue, you'll have a red outline like this one. So let me change my screen up a little bit. And we will look at these things side by side, see what we can do to resolve this. There we go. Okay. So if I'm looking at my red line here, the issue is the item ACJ anchor, which if I look over here, ACJ anchor, no lot. Oh, it read a lot. That's interesting. So you can see that the AI accidentally read the lot from this line and put it on this line. And that's why it is not having success in finding the inventory it needs. So I'm going to delete that lot, and the quantity is correct. So now that I've deleted the lot, I will do search again, and look, it was able to find what we were looking for. The outline turned green and my selected tab went up. So things are working for us. So as I scroll down further, let's see, ACJ anchor is where that lot was, but it belonged with the item ACJ wire. So let's check that out and see how it looks. So ACJ wire is here and it has a green outline. And the quantity is correct, quantity 2, but it doesn't have our lot here. So why is it green? It's green because the system was able to find 2 items matching this catalog number. And since we didn't put in a lot number, it didn't need to stipulate what the lot would be. So now I need to actually add that lot and search again. Luckily, it stayed green. It showed me that it did find the items we were looking for. It very likely had selected this lot for me already, because that's what I had available. But it's important to check this data and make sure you are selecting the right items. So that is like, if I could impress upon you during this portion of the process, the most important thing is to pay attention to your selected tab, because ultimately these are the items that you're going to add to your case. So the AI parsed, this is just essentially entering search terms for you using, the AI product to read your sales order. So you don't have to do all the searching on your own. But you still need to make sure you've selected the right stuff. That's the bottom line. So if I go back over to my AI parsed and keep scrolling down, I found a couple more red ones here. So we have SPF rod. And if I look at my bill sheet, it didn't read the whole catalog number for one reason or another. Oh, it looks like it read the 100 as part of the lot. So, I can't specifically, provide an explanation on Kevin's behalf why he did that. But essentially, these are emerging technologies. They aren't perfect yet. It may be some time before they're perfect, but this is why your feedback is really important. This would be a great example of something we'd love to hear about. What is it getting wrong? And what aren't you able to fix? What are the things that are still tripping you up? This will really help us to dial in the product and make it as seamless as possible for you. So in this instance, I'm just going to add the 100 back over to the catalog side, and my quantity is correct. So we'll give this another search, and it's still not finding what I'm looking for. So what's the issue? Oh, look, it has a dash. So maybe if we delete the dash, still nothing there. Weird. What if I add dashes? There we go. All right. So the problem in this instance was me. I wrote it wrong on my sales order. So how would the system ever know that all those dashes needed to be there? So again, the data you're putting in needs to be good, needs to match what's in the system, or the system won't know what to do with it. So now we've got that added. My selected tab went up. And then the next one is Bonesaw 3000. Sounds like an action movie. So for Bonesaw 3000, again, it looks like it pulled the lot number from the bottom line up onto that line. So if I delete the lot number, give it another search, we found just like, and then if I get all the way to the bottom, it really kind of did not compute my handwriting on this catalog number. So I'm just, I could fix it here if I want, but it's also worth noting you don't have to fix all of these red outlines. Kind of like I mentioned before, what really matters is what's on the selected tab. So, if the AI thing, if you drop in a file and the AI feature is just, this whole thing isn't working for you, or, you don't want to keep going with it. Luckily, all of our other search options are still available to you. So if you go to the middle search tab, you can search using your catalog numbers, your lots. You can scan to add. You can scan the barcode using your phone or using the camera here on your device. You can also, if you don't want to even scan to add, you could just search, using the barcode. All of these options that have always existed are still available to you. You can use them in conjunction with the AI search. Um, Whatever you need to do to find the devices that you need. So if you tried AI, it got a little messy for you, don't fret. All is not lost. You can always just go through the process as you normally would. So I hope you're able to try it out and find success with it. And if you do run into issues, again, please reach out to us. I'd be happy to do a call with you live to try to resolve whatever issue you may experience. But you can see that while there is some variability, a few little things that need to be massaged, a lot of my data was correct. And it did save me time versus typing all of this in. A lot of it was done for me. And if I wasn't talking my way through it, I probably would have been even faster. So now that I have all my selected items, I just hit next and mark as used as normal. All those devices got added just like they should be. And my final item that I didn't add, I could still go back and do that now if I want to using any of the search methods that we have available. So that is how you can mark your inventory as used using our AI features. We also touched on how you can create your cases using the AI tools and how you can search for support questions using our new chatbot, Kevin. So thank you again for tuning in to check this stuff out. They're pretty brand spanking new, and we appreciate your help in testing them, using them, growing these features so that they can be even better and more robust in the future. This is all in service of trying to make doing medical device sales as easy as possible, solving all of those pain points that really grind everyone's gears and waste time that is pretty precious in your day. So the idea is eventually to make this automatic. Take this off of your plate. Start reducing the amount of bureaucratic work you have to do. It is an exciting journey, and it is going to keep growing with every release. So, like I mentioned earlier, we really like using the new AI models and machine learning to, automate our product and to make your experience of it even smoother and easier. Our ability to engage our AI chatbot is also going to grow. This is just something we're starting to work on. So, we'll keep you updated as we have um, more to share. But, if we're going to think about what the vision is, where our next stop is on the AI journey, we're going to think about how we can use our AI chatbot to do more for you. So, um, one of the things we are working on is instituting or building what would be called a large action model. So we essentially would be teaching our AI chatbot, Kevin, how the system works, and then enabling him to do things for you. And so you would type in, what you would like him to do. So the first two things that are on the radar are transfers and requests. So inventory movement. You would tell Kevin that you want, X inventory transferred to a certain custodian from a certain custodian, and you would type that in plain English, and then Kevin would understand what you're asking. And since it knows how to use Beacon, it would then execute that for you. So that's a little ways off. Like I said, we're just beginning to work on those things, but you can start to see how the landscape could really change for the work that we're all doing with these new technologies. So I think it's absolutely worth testing, using, learning, um, and we certainly appreciate your involvement in that. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, if you want, an in-person demo or, workshop, you could do this and I could be there to support you. All of these types of things are on the table. We just appreciate you uh, stepping into the space with us. So I hope that this was educational and you learned something new today. Um, and please tune in to our next webinar. It'll be posted up on the webinar schedule shortly, along with the recording of today's webinar. So I'll give you back the rest of your hour. Thank you for tuning in. And this has been artificial AI or artificial intelligence with Beacon. Thanks, guys.